Welcome back to Technique Tuesday with me, Billy Joe, and today we're going to be covering the jive. So we're going to cover your drunken sailors in today's session because in class this is one of those steps that we can spend a lot of time on and we will still get our tootsies in a tangle. So what I've done today is I've chosen a nice slow track and we're just going to break that step down, focusing mainly on the step pattern. The technique of the drunken sailor is actually nice and simple. It's the feet that normally catch people, where we put our feet when we're moving at speed, because we know that jive likes to rocket along. So it's the basic drunken sailor action. We're going to step, and then we're done. Okay, that's it. We don't need to overcomplicate it. So let's just work on the foot pattern first, really slowly. And I'm going to give you some pointers about when to commit your weight and when not to commit your weight. So because we want to make it easy for you to do the next step. We want to make it easy to do more than one of these in a row. If we commit our weight at the wrong time, we'll end up off balance. So let's work by placing our right foot first. We're going to step behind ourselves. Doesn't have to be a big step. As we know, we generally say the faster the dance, the smaller the steps. And this absolutely works with your drunken sailor for sure. So let's take your right foot and place it behind. We step behind. Pop the weight onto the ball of your foot. You can lower if you want to. We need to transfer our weight onto that back foot now. We take this spare foot, the left foot hopefully, to the side, just part weight. This is where we're not going to commit our weight because we want to be ready to move back in the other direction immediately. The next step is a transference of weight. We've hopped up ever so slightly with just part weight and then plopped our weight back onto our standing leg, our supporting leg. We've now got the other foot free, this side. We're going to take it behind. So we step behind. We need to transfer our weight onto that foot so we can take this one out to the side. To the side, just part weight and then replace. And you see how my hips go up, down. That will happen as we go. Now, the drunken sailor is a traveling step. You can see if I keep doing this, I'm going to step behind. I commit my weight. I go part weight and replace. I step behind, I commit my weight, part weight, and by the time I've done that, I have moved significantly back. So let's just shuffle forwards and we'll do it all again. Okay, so let's just working still just on the foot pattern and where our weight is going to be. The idea is that we keep our weight nice and centered. Once we've mastered these, we can work on keeping our head in a nice position in the center and just letting that swing through the body happen. Head stays centered, body does all the work. Foot pattern first, behind, to the side, and then replace. So we step with this side, goes underneath, and a little crisscross happens. Behind, side, replace. My head's moved the minimum amount. We step behind, to the side, and we replace. A little hip action going on. Behind, side, replace. Behind, to the side, and replace. Now, you can think of these as being very similar to the backward Botafogo that we might do in our samba. Our backward Botafogo uses the same hip action, uses the same step pattern, 3/4, quarter whole, 3/4, quarter whole. Same thing happens in the drunken sailor. Let's just shuffle because we're going to travel quite significantly. So we step behind, 3/4, quarter whole beat. So we're just going to break those beats down. Spread your time out, take your time, transfer your weight, part weight, and replace it. We're ready to go again. My weight is now back in the direction that I next want to travel, although I'm going to step under my body. Behind, side, I transfer my weight. I'm back here, ready to go. I've barely put any weight through this foot when I step on it. So full weight, just part weight, ready to go back. Think of it as a ready, steady. Ready, steady yourself and go. Ready, steady yourself and go. You're committed. You're going to go back the other direction. It's like I'm going to run off, but I'm not going to run off. So we go. Ready, steady, go. Ready, steady, go. Behind, to the side, and replace. We just go onto the ball of the foot on this steadying step. Behind, to the side, and replace. This one is a ball flat. Take it forward so you can see my feet in action. So I'm going to do ball flat, ball flat. This is just the ball of the foot. Steady myself, ball flat. Land nice and softly, keep it quite light. Behind, ball flat. To the side, just the ball of the foot. I'm not going to commit. I'm going to go back the other way. Okay, let's do that again. Nice and slowly. Again, like I say, I've picked a nice, slow track. We're going to do a few of these in a row before we move on to the other steps. So let's go behind. Work on keeping your head in the center of your screen. If you practice these in the mirror, it's a nice thing to do. Pick a small mirror. Try and keep your head in the center of that mirror. 1, 2. Everything happens from here downwards. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm traveling backwards, but the top half of my body is staying nice and centered. It's obviously going to travel a little bit, but what we're not doing is a nice Botafogo action where we actually move. The difference makes a whole difference when the music comes on and it's moving at speed. So once more, we're going to travel ever so slightly backwards, and then I'm going to show you how to keep them on the spot. So ball flat, ball, ball flat. We're going to take a step behind, cross, side, replace. Cross, side, replace. Or behind, side, replace. Behind, side, replace. Ball flat with the footwork. Ball flat, ball, ball flat. Ball flat, ball, ball flat. Once more, traveling back, side, in place. Back, side, in place. Okay, if we don't have much space, we're going to want to keep these fairly stationary. All that happens is on step 3 of 3, we take a tiny step forward. So we mitigate the backward step, basically. So we're going to step behind. We're still going to do that behind step. Behind, to the side, again with part weight, but watch where my foot comes this time. Ever so slightly in front. So now when I cross behind, I can go directly under my own body. Behind, to the side, and this one comes, it's still a replace, a transference of weight, but slightly forward. I'm now remaining on the spot. Underneath, to the side, up and then slightly forward. Same footwork, ball flat, ball, ball flat but slightly forward. So we go behind and slightly back, to the side, and then replace. Okay, again, underneath, behind, side, replace. Behind, side, replace. Behind, side, replace. Once more for luck. Behind, ball flat, to the side on the ball, and replace, but ever so slightly forward. Nice, poised action, ready to go back the other way. Nice tone all the way through the back leg. No weight, just part weight. Behind, to the side, and we replace. Ready to go. So we go. Ready, steady, go. Ready, steady, go. Ready, steady, go. Can you see how this time I'm not traveling backwards because I'm mitigating that backward step by using my transference of weight on step 3 to just come slightly forward. Behind, side, and replace. Arms for drunken sailors. Completely up to you. I would say the easiest thing to do when you're first starting is to just lock your hands on your hips and focus on your feet. Feet first time, every time. It always works. So we step behind, side, and either forward, behind, or side and replace if we're happy to travel. If you want to work up to popping the hands out, keep them nice and soft. If in doubt, stick that out. That's what we say in a ballroom class. If in doubt, stick it out. Behind, side, replace, but nice and soft. Remember, we want to go all the way to the fingers though. No spatulas, no spatulistic hands. Palms down, middle fingers at a nice splayed angle. So from the top, it looks like little birdies. Okay, yeah, so we go underneath. Behind, side, replace. Behind, side, replace. Mitigate the backward action. behind, side and forward, behind, side and forward. And lastly, if you want to, completely optional, when you move with the behind step, you can sweep the hand over the head. So if I were to step on this side, I'm going to use this hand to sweep. Behind, side and replace. Again, same foot. Behind, side, replace. The hand and the foot on the same side of the body will be moving. Behind, side, replace. Behind, side, replace. Mitigating the backward action by taking a step forward or allowing yourself to travel ever so slightly backwards. A little swing in the hip, ball flat, ball flat, ball, ball flat. Okay, let's jump in and put that into a routine.